Welcome back, Kingston, to another Napoleonic Total War 3 battle. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today we have a 4v4. This one is going to be a vicious fight. I'm going to watch some of it, and oh boy, it was getting good. And I was like, okay, if this is getting this good, I cannot finish the whole thing without watching it with you guys. So, let us get into this. It is going to be an action-packed, vicious fight. Obviously, 4 players. You have a UK 9K... a 9-point, 9-point UK Portugal. I apologize, my brain is obviously not functioning properly. 9-point HRE, which not brought all the time. Excited to see them on the field here today. Look at the masses, got the beautiful flags. Of course, they also have a Prussia, which looks like they have a good mixture of line infantry and light infantry. Guards, yeah, they are bringing the landwehr spam, I guess you call it. They're bringing, you know, a good diverse army for a 9-pointer, and of course bringing dragoons. Looks like I was hoping to see if they brought. They did bring some Crossier, the Saxons. Of course, there also is another UK Netherlands, which they are bringing heavy cav, the Royal Horse Guard, Carabiniers, a lot of line of street, not really a whole lot of UK lines, which is kind of cool to see, you know, someone doing something a little different. We do have a cav charge starting off here. Looks like the Prussians got just toasted here as that light cav got broken by dragoons quite easily. It looks like we have a España, so we have an 8-point France España at least, and let's see. I don't see a. This looks kind of like it could be a guard. I don't know. Kind of reminds me of the guard uniform. So maybe it's a guard. France. Where are the other generals? Because there are French all considered right here. Okay, we do have a. Looks like Russia Sud. So that's a 7-pointer. And then who knows whatever else we have. We have a lot of cav. Wow. So definitely some Imperial Guard, because I see these Polish Lancers, characteristic of the Imperial Guard. A lot of Chevaliers as well. Some heavies. And more dragoons. Here's another general. Maybe it's Murat. Kind of hard to tell here. But yeah, there would look like there was a volley the UK gave to the French and caused them to kind of push back here. Now, if you look at where the armies are kind of forming up, HRE UK forming up in the front along the hill, Prussia pushing their cav up and their infantry along, and they're going to take up this right side. If you look here, the terrain, a little sloped, just a slight slope here the HRE are taking. And of course, the tree line for the UK. And I didn't really go over the UK factions much. I mean, they have tow rows, Lightfoot Bob, like the Light Bobs, Green Rascals, more Foot Guard, the Kitties, and some Highlanders. They didn't bring a very large army. A lot of elites, Coldstream Guard here. So small. I mean, they did bring some cav as well. The Queen's Own, the Scarlet Lancers, the Ragged Brigade. So they brought all of the best quality UK cav, or infantry, cavalry they could, which means not tons of it, but if used properly, it can be extremely deadly. They even have some more skirmishers here. Oh, is this Sharpe? I know it's not. You can pretend it is. Now you see the French starting to form up. They have some artillery set up. A fight probably for the HRE here, as France is rolling over the side here. This is definitely España, the smaller units, characteristic of France, Spain. Oh, that's some Polish in the mix. This is some Grenadiers. Just bring their lines. They have artillery set up, more Polish. And the HRE have set up on the opposite hill, and it looks like with artillery getting ready to fire, the French may try to make their assault. They have a 3-gun 6-pounder, I'm assuming, or 4-pounder. I'm gonna fire right over here. Yeah, and there we go. The first casualties for the HRE as they are falling back a little bit. They have very chunky units in the front. Small units on this side. It looks like they do have their skirmishers set up as well, so they are going to be taking a fight, and they are prepared with their artillery to hold this position right next to the houses. They could always fall back, although it is a downhill fight from there. They just got to wait for the UK Netherlands to get up. They're going to obviously take this road, most likely, I would say. Sorry about that, guys. I realized my mouse was for some reason not showing up, which kind of would make it stupid if I'm trying to make, you know, pointing at stuff and you guys can't see. The mouse is like my big way of showing you stuff. What I was saying is they're going to roll down this road. I'm assuming their cav already getting up in the front. I mean, they have some light cav helping out with the Prussians, but man, they are the artillery from France already being a problem here. We have some skirmishers though. HRE already taking some pot shots as the French is there advancing down into kind of this valley in between. It's a very gentle slope, but a slope and a small valley nonetheless. Okay, so Bavarians, it looks like they have Bavarians. Bavarians, not bruh, sorry. Bavarians. I've been correcting that before. My brain just, I don't know what it does, but Bavaria pushing down this hill. They're going to take on the assault here. It looks like they even have a mixture of a lot of grenadiers as well. Both, oh wow, these guys are like German grenadiers, some Saxon maybe, Saxon grenadiers. Do we have a cav engagement over here? Oh wow, what? Some Ulanen got behind the lines going for the French general. Oh no. Are they gonna kill him? Is he gonna get away? There he is. Can he run away? He seems to be safe. And I think he has survived, but what a scare. Yeah, but it looks like the French are gonna push up and start engaging on this side. Getting some volleys off as HRE are gonna push their skirmishers back, set up their artillery, and get their lines in formation here. They gotta watch out for this Gren push though. The Grenadiers closing in. I mean, Cav actually could help really well. These guys cannot form square. This could be the chance. Wow, look at this huge gun battery here. This could be the chance the French need to just pin down. I mean, there are some cavalry that could support this side. The HRE need to be very cautious, and here we go. Some dragoons charging in, or not even dragoons. I think it's just some heavies. No dragoons, they are. But oh, the HRE do not get a volley off. And the first charge here, and the French are probably gonna start pushing their own infantry up now. The HRE and Netherlands, UK Netherlands gonna respond here. And France wanting to save his cav is gonna fall them back. Oh, a nice counter charge defending the artillery. Sending in dragoons clashing with the French heavies. We do have just a, looks like a skirmish over here. 7-pointer taking on a 9-pointer. There's some skirmishers that definitely broke. Wow, HRE actually doing well, but France is gonna try running more cav around here. And infantry now gonna push up and try to get some volleys off. Start trying to break down this cav as France continually pushes up more and more. You have some Lancers also pushing up. And this fight is starting to heat up all of a sudden, real quick here. France is throwing in a lot of cavalry, trying to break this one Dragoon unit.
All men are running.
And now the Lancers may have to send in a counter charge here, but I think they are actually doing a quite excellent job of pinning down this cavalry so the infantry can take some shots at them. As France, I would not engage this. I would have pulled back and not continually charged. That artillery is not worth it. You see HRE just funneling cav one after the other. Oh, we do have another cav charge here as HRE are busy sending their cav into the center. Thankfully, the UK Netherlands has some cav to kind of back this up, and they sent in some of their Lancers here. And they're going to try their best to break the French cavalry as France pushes forward more and more lines, getting closer and closer. I'm surprised this reserve line hasn't pushed up. They need to be pushing really hard. If they've gotten this close, push forward the reserves, go in melee on this side, get a square two, get some of this cav up close. No artillery is really firing at it yet. You know, the OP artillery is way over here for Prussia. Although, oh, look at this. We have heavy cap. Ooh, I love these Carabineers. The uniforms. Very nice looking. Some Mod Podge calves. Quite hard to see. But yeah, the HRE have not taken any heavy losses yet. And reserves now. We got some line infantry and some skirmishers for the 9-point UK Netherlands who are pushing up, and they are going to hopefully, with Prussia also pushing up at the same time, start putting some pressure on the French, forcing them to send forward more reserve infantry. What a shot there. Look at that. Oh, do we have a bayonet charge? We do. Oh, what a beautiful counter volley against that melee here. France not going to do too hot there. They need to rally. Oh, actually, HRE is receiving those charges quite well on several fronts. Still just a skirmish. Looks like nothing really happening. UK content to just tie up that French army. And they repulsed the first part of that wave. But yeah, look at this. And that's some grenadiers now in the mix for France. They are a little fresher than these guys were winded, sorry. But yeah, France is not making a very aggressive push. It's like they've half-heartedly attacked. They should have pushed forth a lot more than just 3 units. Probably would have been a little better. You gotta commit instead of just sending in piecemeal units. This poor grenadier unit is stuck out on their own, and they probably will die here alone, which is a shame. It's a good thing for the coalition, though. Now we do have the Prussians in a nice volley fire fight with the French. And they probably will do well here on this fight. Oh, wow. What is this Spanish troops? This must be Spanish. Some Spanish troops in the French army. More land bear. Alright, so this French side is definitely a more stalling kind of a tactic, it seems. They are not putting good quality, or a lot of good quality, which is fine. You know, you can hold back the Prussians with chunky units for a while. They can't shoot very accurately. Or I guess they can, technically. They're not land bear. But this unit should be able to tie them up long enough for France to make a move against maybe the HRE. Because obviously over here, the French, they are not doing well. I mean, this is some excellent quality lines. These guys are firing so fast, so accurate, so deadly. And this French player seems a little bit concerned or almost scared to attack the UK. Oh no, that's poor Cav Hussar unit. Went for the artillery, did not make it, and got canistered in the process here. Looks like France may be trying to make another attack here. Now keep in mind, guys, the reserve army. And actually, this is a lot of UK troops and
Our men are running,
Netherlands, Dutch troops. So, but they are coming up here, and they are going to definitely even the odds way more than before. Oh, we have a cavalry engagement here. The Carabineers engaging with some Lancers. Those Lancers did break. Another charge here on the flank. France needs to break this heavy cav if they want to have the cav dominance, but the coalition seem to be supporting it quite well, getting a nice volley on the flank. Prussia is, ooh, hold that thought. We have a huge engagement here. France charging in against Prussia, breaking their cav, getting a nice back charge with the Dragoons, as Prussia has now been driven out of the forest, and they have their guard unit here. And they are probably going to have their work cut out for them, and they're going to have a lot of French. You can see a French, like a small detachment here, pushing here on the left flank with the cavalry. This is going to be a problem for Prussia. They're probably going to have to start pushing back a little bit. But this fight now being more of a slug match. France does not seem to want to go into melee again, which may be their downfall. Because the HRE seem quite well prepared for a long fight here with skirmishers set up. These guys are going to help a ton as well. I think they are skirmishing against the French skirmishers. Oh my goodness, hold that thought. We have a cav charge against the artillery. Some C5s ready to meet this Dragoon unit. And they're able to repulse them as France is getting very aggressive here on this flank, attacking. The UK have pushed out. They seem to be winning here. They're going to take some losses, but I think they're shooting up the French much faster. France does not seem to be, I don't know, France is not seeming to be as defensive here, or even tying all the troops. They need all this artillery. I would fall back using all of the French artillery to focus down the UK. UK will die to artillery best because they can't really return that fire. And France still has plenty of reserves here, guys. They have plenty. That artillery from HRE, though, really helping out. Oh, what is happening on Prussia? Oh, we have France going in, sending in their grenadiers and cavalry, cutting down some skirmishers from Prussia. Prussia going to send in their cuirassier. They probably will win that, but they are starting to get very aggressive. Prussia falling back. They do have a tree line buildings they can try holding. Obviously, though, they need reinforcements. That's why the UK, Netherlands is pushing up to reinforce that right flank. The UK over here seem to be doing quite well. I mean, they're pushing back a lot. An entire army that they are vastly outnumbered by. This huge artillery battery. I don't know why the French would basically abandon it. They, of course, need this artillery in order to win this fight against the UK. That's the only way I think they're going to win. They're not going to outshoot them. And the HRE, you can see, actually doing quite well here. Holding beautifully. And for all the grenadiers that France has, they don't seem to be wanting to use them. That's kind of a bummer. I'd love to see some more aggressive plays. Talk about aggressive plays, though. France is just rolling over the Prussian flank here. Oh my goodness, they are just rolling them back. We have this guard unit desperately trying to hold the flank. This all depends on them being able to hold back line infantry and cavalry, but man, there's so much pushing on them. I don't know, guys. I don't think they can hold this. They are getting most of their army back. And the nice thing is the UK Netherlands showing up. Maybe they can do a counterattack. This center for France does look quite weak. France is maybe making some dangerous plays here, going a little too close to the really good quality light infantry. This is 3 light infantry regiments that have probably some of the deadliest stats you'll ever see when it comes to NW3. Reload accuracy and range, or not range, I guess, more accuracy and reload skill, so how fast they can fire and how well their shots hit when they do fire. The French are not going to win this just because these are massive units of the HRE. Ooh, is there a... No, I saw some cav shifting over here. Running, in fact. But now with reinforcing UK, Prussia can actually just divert forces to this one side so they have to cover a huge span of the field. They can consolidate and hold back the French. Now, like I said, the French do have a very large units. These are at least 300 men regiments. And that's going to take a while to whittle down. I'm curious what France's plan is. I think this is going to be a loss for France in the long run if they do not deal with this line of infantry in a different way than they are. Now, we do have cavalry that's charging against the artillery. And they did break them. The best way is not to take a square in there, just pull them off and run them back. Will be a little better. But maybe France now will be goaded into an attack. You know, make sure you have units in the center. I'm surprised France hasn't tried to melee again. All this artillery. If only they would turn, they could obliterate this UK player. This UK player should be pushed up and taking the guns out. Like, as soon as possible. We did have a huge cap fight. I'm gonna apologize for not catching this. These Lancers, oh man, they're gonna die so fast because they cannot... Are they Lancers? Maybe not. But the UK are winning. This is crazy. Oh. There we go. Artillery gonna finally get broken by the Ragged Brigade. As now reinforcements will push forward to reinforce this line. The UK seem to be easily winning on this side. France just has too many troops just sitting, not doing anything. They needed to consolidate. The best way to know if you're doing well is if your troops are not spread out through a huge long field. If they are consolidated in a couple places. So say this side, you know, they should have consolidated a ton and just pushed through. If they had rolled the HRE, getting 1 or 2 cav charges with heavy cav, set up a gap, one here, and then charge in. You will roll over the HRE. They can't do anything against it, especially with their cav in a different places. Even just dragoons, but we do have some light dragoons trying to go for the French general. This French general has died so many times. Oh my goodness, but we do have France charging in, getting a beautiful charge off on the Prussian line. Dragoon's gonna try to countercharge here, but this line has been shattered by 2 French dragoon units, and now France, they are gonna charge in, trying to break this flank. Now, are they able to form a square? That is the question. Nice cav charge by Prussia, trying to stop this fight. They're gonna break. The mass route may start. Prussia can't handle very well. Where's their general? There he is. They're gonna need their general because the morale of Prussia is going to break so fast once they start mass routing. Everywhere else, it seems to be going quite well. France is just getting totally shot to pieces here. HRE making their stand. This is only 4 units at a time. The HRE, they're doing a beautiful job. Over on this side, France is cycling more and more troops here, but as fast as they push forward new troops, as they're getting shot to pieces and broken. These 3 units should push over, and all this should push over. They can crash into the UK, maybe break them there. But they have to move. They're standing and getting shot up. Those Carabineros seem to have actually maybe getting a countercharge and saved the Prussian flank, even though it did break. They did cause... They basically stopped the Prussians from totally collapsing in on themselves on their right. But France is cycling more and more forces over, keeping their chunky units in the front lines to soak up the... Basically meat shields, guys. This is what these 4 units are, is meat shields. Now, oh wow, nice counter attack by the UK Netherlands. They are going to threaten the entire flank. You can see the French actually having to force more troops to deal with this. This Landwehr militia is going to be a big problem. France doesn't seem to want to attack it. Maybe they should have tried going in with the bayonet. And France is totally retreating here. This is turning into a coalition victory. And you can always tell if it's gonna be a coalition victory because it is just a lot of shooting and not a lot of melee. And so far, the only side that the French seem to be winning a little bit on is this side, and that is because they go in for melee and cav charges. And look at this. They are doing a beautiful job. Oh my goodness, such a vicious counterattack. The Polish lines going in on 3 different regiments, and look at how fast the UK Netherlands just broke. Beautifully done by France. They did lose some cavalry, but man, they forced back that counter attack. They attacked the counter attack, and that may have saved them. Now there is some blue horse that is going to go in and probably break some more of this Polish line infantry now, trying to save their army from getting just totally routed. As more militia is now going to push up, UK gonna have to take a second and make sure they don't overextend themselves. More cavalry charge again going against that Prussian guard that could not form square. If the French can get this unit off the field, it'd be huge. The Blue Horse, though, gonna get a nice countercharge on the Dragoons. They're gonna get themselves out of there. And Prussia is gonna have to fall back. Oh, wow. Prussia is almost gone. They've almost melted. Actually, the French seem to slightly be stabilizing here. I mean, with how many losses they've taken, though, it may not even be worth it. Here, this 2D lines are going to break almost immediately. Nice. Ooh, we got a cab charge in the center. Or not. Ah, nice. They're going to send in the foot guards, the kitties, and the green rascals, maybe. Oh, this poor... Oh, Highlanders just broke. But here they go. They're going to charge in here. As let's recheck here as Russia continues to hold. The UK trying to help them out. I mean, they have some mass problems in melee, and another infantry is going to get chopped up by the Dragoons. This French attack on this flank seems to be maybe saving it. France has fallen back in the center, or even consolidating here. They seem to be maybe shifting over to help out. Maybe they can focus down Prussia and the UK Netherlands. But obviously, I think the allies in the center, the coalition, they realize what is happening. And so they are shifting over as well. They need to help their ally not just fold. Saving even 3 or 4 Prussian units could be huge. The UK is still holding. Artillery is set up, a 9-pounder. Maybe this will drive back the French. They may be scared of it and fall back, but it doesn't seem like that. They seem to be pushing forward still. We have the UK now going into melee. This may turn downhill. This may be a downhill battle here. Even French collapsing in. The UK seem to just been... I think they were just a little bit too outnumbered. They soaked up a lot of French resources. I'm afraid it won't be enough, though. Coldstream still in the fight and fighting viciously. Yeah, they're breaking them a little bit at a time. Let's see what the HRE can do with the UK. They have held this line. Man, this fight is actually getting to be a little bit closer than I thought it would be. HRE going to reinforce this right side. This infantry right here, very chunky still, but the morale is probably not the greatest, so they can rout it. There goes the French center. They did take an LOC with that line infantry, okay. But here comes France, Prussia, and oh, we still have the Carabiniers on the field, so they just got to watch out for this French Dragoon units. These Dragoons keep rushing in and wrecking the coalition. Aha, so this attack seems to finally be working. The UK have been able to push up some of their better units, and they are starting to slice down, or shoot down, I guess you would say, the Imperials. Oh my goodness, huge cab charge again. Oh my gosh, another Dragoons going in for the artillery at an angle. Oh, not Dragoons, but light cab. Nice volley, though. Just, I don't think a single French cab unit survived. The last one is being dragged away by his horse. Haha. Rip. It looks like the French are getting a very vicious attack here. These Carabiniers are tired. They need to get themselves out of there. Oh. France is just really pushing this side here. Even as the attack is swinging around, and here's another French army. The UK are gone, unfortunately. So France may still win this one. They may. I mean, I would love to see the coalition win. They fought so well. But France has fought, okay, I will say France has fought really well, especially on this flank. Everywhere else, it seemed like they were just losing. There is still a lot of cav, though, for the Imperial, or for the coalition. The UK, Netherlands have to make a decision here. It would seem best to push this French player and try to defeat him and then turn around and face the united French that are left. Versus splitting themselves up. Maybe set some skirmishers, a couple HRE forces, just to hold them back, skirmish them down. They have a couple Netherlands troops, the Landwehr, and they seem to be doing a decent job of holding back the French. They are going to be nothing but a stalling tactic at this point. The French, wow, the French center is breaking. Like I said, these units, not the greatest. France carried in with the bayonet, in with their cav, and it seems like maybe they finally are getting overwhelmed here. Finally, after breaking who knows how many Prussians. And they may actually break this Dragoon unit. But it is a mess over here. But with the French on the side dead, they are pushing this one wavering French army that is going to fall back and try to hold the tree line maybe. And, ooh, did the French go in for melee? Yes, they did. It seems like they actually have not fared too well, losing 3 lines already. And actually getting repulsed entirely. Well, guys, there is 25 minutes remaining. And we potentially could see a standoff with LOCs being held. So far, only one LOC was held by Prussia, and that is in the 2-pointer. Oh wait, he pulled him out. Over here we have a 2-pointer held. Ooh, excuse me. Artillery though for France. So France maybe should take a less aggressive approach, get their artillery up, start hammering at the enemy, and then pushing their lines. Let them rest up. I am sure their army is tired. This UK Netherlands, I would pull them back. It is not worth it to get flanked by the French. And this line either is going to stand and volley or it's going to bayonet charge you. I would turn these guys on fire immediately. Yeah, they're going to get caught. Oh, no. Sacrifice this one. Send them away. Keep running the rest back. Don't stand there. You're going to lose your army. Oh, they're going to lose their army. No. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe they can hold back the Polish. Oh no, but the French are going to go in with another charge now with some grenadiers. Oh no, the UK could lose this entire 4 lines, which are so needed. I would have saved this one guy and pulled these guys back immediately when I got charged. Maybe held that one guy up because France is going to try to pick off in detail the UK as they are trying to fall back and to consolidate with the rest of their army. Because whether or not you think the coalition is doing well, they are outnumbered still, I would say. The French definitely have more forces on the field. You can see they have a lot more troops still marching over. These guys are fresh from a victory against the UK 9-pointer. And they are ready to change the course of this fight. This poor Grenadier unit, oh, they got one of them.
Our men are running, sir.
And they didn't break them, unfortunately. Maybe the UK can get a couple good volleys off. They will work, but this chunky unit... If I was France, I would have put these chunky units in front and then had the other lines push around the flank. But here we go. France, they got to be smart about how they're going to push this. Push chunky unit around, or have the chunky units sit there. They can take a couple volleys to the UK before they break. These small French units are going to get one volley, and they are going to die. Like these guys, it's going to take one more volley, and these guys are going to break. Same time though, the UK are getting charged. I mean, France is breaking really fast though. We have some horse now to support this line. UK throwing every last bit they have. And France maybe is not going to take this actually. The French seem to be... They need to get closer to these skirmishers or ignore them and push around the flank here. They are just, once again, in a line fight with the coalition. And I'm sure you saw, once they got into melee with the 9-point UK Portugal, they won. They were losing up to that point. So, I mean, at this point, they need to get into melee. They need to not let the coalition use their superior stats when it comes to their shooting. Because the reinforcements are coming. See, not even all these guys are shooting. But the artillery has set up. So now what you do is you fall back and force them to your guns. Although this is not the greatest placement. This artillery would probably do better to shoot over here. As it is hitting the ground, you can see this little dip is saving this UK army. They are taking 0 losses at this moment. There we go, though. We have another French army holding by this LOC. I think trying to take this 2-pointer maybe. And the HRE are going to move forward to defend it, so this battle is splitting once again into 2 different fights. Hopefully the coalition don't have the same outcome as last time when the UK 9-pointer was off by themselves. Now, the only thing that is helping is the artillery. This artillery, even if it's not hitting, if it's going near, it's going to get a morale debuff, which does happen. Like, troops do have morale issues, whether they're getting shot at by skirmishers or artillery. It can actually affect the morale, which is why skirmishers, even if you're not killing a bunch of them, it's still helpful. You can still... Oh, wow, this French army is just getting disintegrated here. Oh, that's why. Green Rascals. The Green Rascals on the field are just going to slice up. Slice and dice. Shoot and boot. I don't know. Something like that. They're going to destroy this 7-point France. They cannot hold a candle to the HRE plus some light foot of the UK. It's just too deadly. Oh, they're firing canister, though. Interesting. It's doing something. And yep, the skirmishers now helping to winnow down, skirmish down this coalition line. I still feel like the coalition is going to win this one.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
I still feel like they're going to win, just because this fight seems to be going quite well. What are these guys doing? They're winded. They haven't inspired. They're guard. Keep them in the back. Don't suicide them. Oh well. Oh, these are sappers too. What are you doing to these poor guys? What have they done to deserve this death? Because they will die very bravely. But they will die. More of the horse. Are they going to get a charge? Oh, they hit a square. And there goes their cav. But now the UK they're trying to close in here with what is left. They are going to need the reinforcements from over here because actually I may be eating my own words because the French seem to be doing quite well now. Oh, they can even push troops here and get a bayonet charge on the Prince of Orange's own. Maybe not, though. I mean, they have some good shooting, so maybe not. We'll see. If anything, they may win this by an LOC advantage or an LOC victory. They do have more LOCs at this point in time. They do have artillery support. No cav on either side, I'd say, at this point. I mean, minus these guys, which are fresh. These guys could really be helping out this fight. I would charge them against these skirmishers. Send this unit this way so they bayonet charge him and turn this unit and shoot him. That's the way to deal with this. Yikes. But I'm surprised that this HRE cap isn't trying to push over and take care of these skirms. This is probably the worst part of the French army right now. It is going to start really doing a good job of breaking down the flank. Now, once the UK start firing again, these two lines probably are going to break. I say as it breaks. It's such a small battle now, but yet so much weight is still holding off on who will win this. Man, the UK were not paying attention, unfortunately, and they just lost. At that moment, it was a very healthy light infantry, and now their cav, they're tied down by some French cav. Seems to be having a good time. They're kind of cool uniforms. Look at that. They have the red, the sash as well. That's kind of cool. Wow, just like that, they broke the UK. Is this cav? Holy smokes, there's still cavalry. And another cav charge down. HRE finally getting through to the skirmishers, and maybe they can actually hit this artillery as well. But unfortunately, that will be as far as they get as the French light. Wait, what? I was saying the French light cav is going to kill them, but wow. These dragoons are going to run down the entirety of the French artillery. And that actually may be a huge game changer here. And they break the artillery. Oh, could you imagine if that artillery had survived? It would have been plastering, probably breaking the UK so fast. I think, oh man, another artillery piece is gonna get broken. Oh man, the French cannot be happy about this. This cav has been worth their salt. All this French artillery just ripe for the taking. Even this artillery, this general over here. Man, the coalition are falling back. They are not winning this, guys. They are not doing what I thought would happen. Is the French just had too many units? I don't think the UK were able to take them down enough over on this side. But the French need to take some LOCs if they want to win this. The 2 pointers in the center, obviously you need to take this 1 pointer on each side, but they do not hold any of the 2 pointers. The coalition hold both. So they are going to have to do some real some real tactics here if they want to win by LOC victory. Otherwise, the coalition is going to win just by holding the tactical positions. And I don't think the French can break through this line. Not quickly enough.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh. What are the grasshoppers doing? Are they going to get a volley off? Oh, they could point blank. Oh my goodness. They could break the French. Holy cow, with the artillery? Oh my goodness. France just disintegrated. Yeah, I mean, I think France knew they wouldn't be able to get to the LOC in time, so they just went for a suicide charge at this point. Unless they can take this 2-pointer and then take a 1-pointer way in the back. Which they could do, guys. They could do that. They have the French general here. But they may just be going for a
Our men are running, sir.
classic end here, conceding the field. The 95th Rifles, here we go. But yeah, there's nothing really left here. There's some skirmishers maybe going for the LOC, but that's it. I'm going to skip to the end.
The entire unit is dead,
Holy
sir.
cow, they just leveled the house. Well, that's a 2-pointer secured for the coalition.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
But that'll be the battle for sure. There's nothing really left, so the coalition just has to break down the 3. I think this is it. This unit, so maybe they'll just go for a bayonet charge and break them. The cav will come over. But anyway, I'll skip to the end and see if I can wrestle up these stats. If not, we'll just see what the one player that sent it in did. All right, well, I'm gonna try to get this fixed. I think someone has sent me I forgot about it. Someone has sent me like a fix, so I may try to look into that. But we do have, well, I think the HRE, which you can see did quite well here. Man, 192, 191 for those 2 lines. I think that we're standing in the front for so long. Cavalry did quite well. I mean, over 100 kills for a lot of the units, and then, you know, even the artillery got 66. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's really good. So, well, anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.